Hey guys, it's Robin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about a book that I recently read, like real recently, like today, and it is Undertow by Michael Buckley. The first thing that I notice when picking up a book is always the cover, and the cover of this book is freaking gorgeous. Look at it. It's just very mysterious looking and just really pretty. And this is obviously from the library, but I don't know, I think having the clear plastic over it makes it even prettier. That might just be me. I just really like it. So this book is about a girl named Lyric Walker, and she lives on Coney Island. I've never actually been there, so a lot of the descriptions in this book kind of just go over my head. But she lives in Coney Island, and Coney Island has been invaded by alphas. And in the synopsis, it kind of makes it seem like there is an alien invasion, but it's really not. These alphas came from underwater, and they have been living on the earth, which means they're not aliens. They are people from the deep. Mermaids, if you will. There are a bunch of different types of these alphas, and they're really cool. They're very extra super strong, and they have all their different abilities, which is really neat. The main story is about a girl named Lyric Walker, and she's telling the story of this invasion, and you find out a lot of things about Lyric. Lyric is a teenage girl when this is all happening. When these alphas invade, they kind of close off Coney Island and barricade it, so you can only get out if you have 3 forms of identification: driver's license, birth certificate, social security card, and you have to have money to move, obviously. And her family just has not been able to swing that, I guess. In this book, they are making some of the alphas go to the high school there. All of this stuff going on really made me think of a CW TV series that aired, I don't know, a few years ago. It was called Star-Crossed. I think it only had 1 season, or maybe not even a full season, but that is immediately what I thought of while reading this book. It is very similar to that, except for, you know, they're obviously creatures from the deep and not from outer space. And it's not actually that lovey-dovey. There's not that much romance in it. There is a little bit of romance, but not like overwhelming you in my face, I hate it romance. It's subtle. All in all, I really enjoyed this book. I think his writing is amazing. I liked the story a lot. Some people were saying it was kind of corny and blah 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 blah, but there's always critics in this world. And I know I'm here to critique this book, but I can't find very much wrong with it. I really liked it a lot. It is a very fun YA fantasy book. The synopsis and the cover make it seem like it might be a little dark and scary, but it's not really dark and scary. There are some dark parts in it, which I'm not going to tell you because then I'm just going to be spoilering you all over the place, and I'm not going to do that. But all in all, I enjoyed this book a lot. The next book is coming out in February, I believe, and I'm really excited. This is supposed to be a trilogy. This is the first book in the trilogy. There were a few parts that I found a bit odd, like the description of the Tritons. They have swords coming out of their arms somehow, and the picture he paints, I didn't really get a clear definition in my head of what that looks like, but he made it sound cool. Anyways, thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you go and pick up this book, Undertow. It's actually on Scribed in the audio section right now, and I was going to listen to that before I went to my library and saw that they had it, so I decided to pick it up there instead. Thanks guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Ta-ta for now. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. So I've decided that I want to get into more of a spoilery type talk with you guys about this book. Because I want to. So I want to talk a little bit about like the Alpha Society. I think it was really interesting and well done. In their society, they have a lot of fighting going on. That's basically how they interact with each other is they challenge each other, and one of the main characters, Fathom, is the son of the Prime, which is like their king, so he's like a prince. And whenever someone wants to challenge his father, they go through him. So he's fighting a lot in this book, and that's not just him, that's like all of them. So if someone's gonna go and challenge your mama, you're gonna be fighting. Or if someone's gonna go and challenge your dad, you're gonna be fighting in their place. And that's just how they raise their kids, is to fight for what they want and what's theirs. And while it seems kind of primeval in the book, it does make sense, I guess, because that is how people used to do it, you know, long time ago. You know, they would fight for their honor, and that's how these people interact. And they really don't know anything about the human world. They think that humans are stupid, and they call them jellyfish, and they call them bottom dwellers, and just like sea cucumbers. There's a lot of fish insults in this book, and it's kind of funny. Another thing that I like about this book is the interaction that happens between the alphas and the kids at school. There's a lot of hatred and racism towards the alphas, which is, I mean, that's like anybody, it's like our whole country, our whole world. If someone is not the same as you, people hate them. Like, there's so much racial hate. If someone is different than you, has different views than you, automatically they're going to be met with hatred and dislike and distrust. And that is painted very well in this book. Because while these alphas are a lot different, they haven't really posed very much of a threat. They did pose a threat on the first day that they came, but it was when the military striked, and they were pretty much defending themselves, and ever since then everybody hates the alphas. But they're still given a chance to go to the school and learn to integrate into the society, and they don't do a very good job. I also really enjoyed the character who plays the principal. I think he's a really great addition. While he might not be so likable, he's really kind of cool. He's like a secret agent man. I like him a lot. He kind of helps Lyric and Fathom throughout this whole thing, and it's later discovered, spoiler alert, that he is having help from an alpha. So I'm kind of hoping we're going to get into that a lot more in the second book. That I'm looking forward to, knowing his connection with the alphas, because he was all about trying to make this work. The whole school integration, the whole alpha integration. He was all about making it work. So I kind of want to know, like, did he have a wife, or I want to know what his connections are to the alphas. Also, at the end of the book, they take her mom and her dad to Texas in this horrible, like, torture house that her mom's friends have all been sent to. I'm getting into the way spoilery stuff now, so if you haven't read the book, stop watching. I am so excited for her to go and save her parents and go and shut down this torture house. Like, really? Why do they have to make it in Texas? Like, why? Do people get tortured in Texas? I don't know. That's the absolute worst part in the book. The worst part was when Shadow dies. It is so sad and so sudden, and he dies, and there's really no, like, there's a memorial service, but there's no closure. I feel like that's my least favorite part of the book, is when Shadow dies, and Bex, there's not really very much closure there. She kind of is in denial about it. She doesn't even go to his memorial service. She runs away with a gun. So I'm kind of hoping that we get some more closure in the second book as well. I loved it. Plain and simple. I loved it. Thank you, Michael Buckley, for thinking up this wonderful, wonderful world.